You know what's happening right now in big tech companies? Big tech companies are cutting 50% of their engineering team. Not because they want to save on money, because AI tools can cover up their most of the baseline engineering output. And here is the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to say out loud. If you are coding the old way, copying, pasting from ChatGPT, browsing on Stack Overflow, here is the truth, you are going to left behind. Hello all, I am Vishal Vishwakarma from Research Technology, and I am here to show you how to use Cursor in the right way. Because here is the thing, most people try Cursor, get frustrated and quit. Not because Cursor is bad, but because no one taught them how to use proper workflow. By the end of this video, you will know more about using Cursor effectively than 90% of the developers out there. So let's begin. So everyone is talking about Cursor. It is amazing, it's game changer. But in reality, what happens? Someone downloads the Cursor, open it and prompt it, build me a login page. What happens next? Cursor generate files, change random files, add the stuff they didn't ask for, and code breaks. They think this is unpredictable, this isn't worth it. I'm going back to the VS Code. I get it, I have heard this from so many people. And here is the thing, they are not wrong. Cursor can be really confusing if you don't know the right way how to use it. But the issue isn't Cursor. The issue is they are using Cursor like ChatGPT. They are hitting random requests and hoping for the best. But here I am. I'm going to show you the golden rules, the right ways how to use Cursor. That will boost your productivity 10x faster. Before we dive into workflows, let's get a quick interface tour. This will be very fast. If you have used VS Code, this looks familiar, but with AI capabilities. So here is the interface. It looks very similar to the VS Code. In the top right, if you can see, there is a toggle buttons. Here, if you use toggle buttons, what we can get? And toggle agent sidebar. If we click on this, we get new agents. When we click on new agent, we do have chatbot looking interface, but this isn't chatbot. It has access to your code base. You can ask questions, get explanation and explore your code. Here, if we look closely, we do have toggle drop down here, where we can switch between different agents. What this agent will do? This will help you in different phases of software development lifecycle. If we see closely, we do have agent, plan mode, debug mode and ask mode. And if we explore more toggles, we do have this where we can explore our terminal and the different toggle which opens the sidebar where we can explore our files. Now let's talk about the golden rules to use Cursor. This is non-negotiable. Here if you can see settings button on top right corner, here we can open Cursor settings. We'll get bunch of options here. What we have to do is to switch to rules and commands. Now this is the rule number 1 and the most developers completely skip it. Before you write any single line of code with Cursor, you must configure your user rules. Here we can see there are user rules and project rules. Let's start by adding user rules. This is how you tell your AI what to do, what not to do. This is how you set the boundaries, AI behaviors and prevent hallucinations. What I have just done, added a user rule. What it does, find the root cause of the problem and fix it at the source. This prevents bug from reappearing. And similarly, we can add multiple user rules according to the project need. As you can see, I have added few rules here. It is recommended to spend 10-15 minutes on setting up user rules before you start your project. While working with the projects, we do have files, components where we work with. Here we can see in auth, we do have login form. We do have a basic login form set up in React.js here with components and hooks. Let's use our AI agent to debug this. Here in chatbot, we always refer a file where you can see login form. We click on it. So where every single time you ask Cursor to do something, here we should add a reference. So the AI agent should get a clear context about the file. Here we have told Cursor to debug our issue. I'll tell you what the issue is. After the login is successful, we are not able to redirect to the home screen. Let's see how Cursor debugs this. Here you can see some steps: investigating the redirect issues, reading middlewares, page and auth. So we do have provided the context to the chatbot. So it is running. Let's wait and see how it finds out. Now we can clearly see on the screen, Cursor has debugged this issue and pointed out some changes. We can always click to the changed file and see what changes the Cursor made. Here we can see we do get some space issue. That's why we are not able to redirect to the home screen. So we can always accept, keep and undo here. It is recommended to always check your changes before accepting it. Keep. So we can see here we have completed this debug issue from the login page. Now, if you can clearly see here in down, we do have context use, that is 15.5%. This is the memory that AI agent is using right now. So it is always recommended to use it up to 80%. Till then, cursor gives the best output there. It is always suggested to use new chat for the new task. As you can see on the top right corner, we have plus icon. After clicking on it, we get the new chat. Let's explore the plan mode here. Before building any new feature, it is better to have understanding what we are trying to build. And here the plans mode comes into actions. It helps us to plan and create to-do list for the cursor to achieve our end goals. Let's see that in an action. Here I have prompted cursor to change the layout of login page to use horizontal layouts for input fields. Let's see how cursor plans it. This might take few time to plan it properly. Here it has started the creating plan. First reviewing the current login page structure, checking form field components to understand the current layout, and asking clarifications questions like what do you mean by horizontal layout for input. Like we have options like label on the left, or we can select all input fields in a single horizontal row. So we can go with option C, both labels and left and fields in a row. We can click on continue. It will start planning more. Here we can see cursor already started drafting the current plan. Okay, it is done. Let's review the changes first. Here we do have implementation plan from structure to responsive behavior and created the to-do list to achieve our end goals, like modify login to use grid layout for field containers and everything. To build this, we just have to click on build button and cursor will switch to agent mode automatically and start building this plan. Let's wait. Here we can see our cursor has already started updating the login form. Let's wait cursor to finish this task. Okay, it has done making the changes in the login form. Let's first review it. Here we can clearly see first we were using form field. Now we have shifted to div grid layouts. It is always to keep check on what files are changed, what content of the file has changed. Everything looks right to me. I'll just accept it and the file is changed and the file is done and we have achieved our goal. Now let me show you exact workflow so you can see how it comes together. Here I do have some basic to-do application here where I can add some to-do. Let's start with adding. Go to gym, make videos. Here I can perform basic operations like adding to-dos, marking it complete or deleting it completely. Let's first understand this code base. Now here we can see the basic setup of our to-do applications. We do have JavaScript file, HTML file and CSS file. Let's first start with understanding the JavaScript. Here we have functions save to-dos. Let's see how it works. Let's see how cursor explains us what this part of code does. Here we can select that function and press Command plus K. So what it does, it opens the inline chat. Here we can say, what does this function do? So what it will do, it will generate comments for that functions. Here we can see this function saves the current to-dos array to the local storage. So we got the clear ideas. The to-dos are being saved in the local storage. So when we try to refresh it, we should get the data from the storage. We can always keep it or undo it as per our need. So it is a basic understanding to keep comments in the functions. So we're going to keep it. Now let's plan the next feature. I want to add some priority features in my to-do applications. For that, let's move to our AI agent and switch to plan mode. Here I have added a basic command like I have a basic to-do app. Let's add feature priority levels for to-dos high, medium and low. Let's see how cursor plans it. Let's wait while cursor planning it. It might take some times. Cursor does review the current code base, plans accordingly. Here are some clarification questions from the cursor. So it is benefits of adding cursor rules. Like if the implementation part is not clear, you should ask clarification questions. Here, what should be default priority for new features? Let's keep it to medium. Next question, should to-do be automatically sorted by priority high to low? Let's keep it yes. Should user able to change the priority of existing to-dos? Let's keep it no, we'll add it in upcoming features. Here after answering all the questions from the cursor, cursor is started to drafting a plan to achieve this end goal. Let's wait. Okay, here we have a plan drafted by cursor to achieve our end goal. Let's first review it. Here we can see implementation details. First, update HTML form. Sounds good. We do have update to do data structure, add priority. Sounds good to me. Here we can always see the checklist created by cursor to achieve this task. As we can see, add priority drop down selector to the form, update add to do functions, add priority batches. This all sounds good to me. Let's start building it. So what we have done till now is created a plan to add an priority features. We reviewed it and told cursor to build that plan. Here we can already see cursor has started implementing those changes. We can see index file has been changed. Let's wait for the cursor to complete this task. Okay, now cursor has completed the plan. Let's review it first. We can always see the changes made in the file by clicking on it. Here it has added select drop down for high, medium, low. Looks good to me. I'm going to accept it. For the other files we can do the same. Let's first review the code, what it has made the changes. It is always better to ask yourself what changes has been made, what things has been removed, and do I understand this code? It will help us better debug the future issues we might get. Okay, it looks good all to me, so I'm going to keep it all and just going to refresh my to do here. Okay, as you can clearly see the difference, we do have to do here. Let's add make videos and let me set the priority to high and add it. Okay, now it has added the to do, but we cannot clearly see whether this task is high priority or medium priority. So let's ask cursor to implement that. Always remember the rule. When we are going with new task, we should open new chat. Here we'll write, I am not able to see priority batch on to do. Please fix that. Okay, we just prompted to fix the batch issue that we are not able to see on the to-do list. Okay, cursor has already started debugging what's the issue. It has done making changes. Let's review the file first. What was the missing? Here we can see we do had to do completed, priority list, and yes, we have added it. We are going to just keep it, keep all, and make the refresh here. Here we can clearly see we do have batches for priority task. A few more things to make you even better in cursor. When cursor suggests something that confuses you, select the code, ask why did you use this approach. Don't just blindly accept it. This will help you understand the code even better. Use it for debugging. Cursor is insanely good at finding and explaining the bugs. Got an error, copy the entire error message and paste it in the chat. Cursor just reads your code and fixes this from the root. Here you are not just fixing the error, you are learning it. Try different AI models. As we can see on the screen, we have auto button. What we have to do is to disable it. So we can see different AI models. What we can do is select different AI models as per the problem level. So we can go for Sonnet 4.5 model for complex logic. Here it is suggested to experiment different model for different problems. Alright, let's bring this home. Today we talked about how companies are cutting teams. AI is changing who stays relevant and who gets replaced. But more importantly, we talked about cursor, how to use cursor right way. Here are the 7 rules. Always reference file while working in chat interface. Understand before you build. Remember, one task, one chat. Always plan before you build. Work in small steps. Always review the code differences. And most important, add your cursor rules. Here is what you need to understand. Cursor is powerful only if you use it correctly. Most developers will try it wrong way. They will get frustrated, quit. They will go back to their old editor. And they will wonder why they are falling behind. You now know better the exact workflow, the rules, the mindset, and the correct approach. So use what you have learned today. Practice this workflow and master these rules. Because the world is changing, AI tools are here. They are not going anywhere. You can either learn to use them properly and become impossible to replace, or you can just ignore them and watch other developers pass you by. I know which one I am choosing.